Hey guys, Luke here, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my opinion on whether the Auckland Lions is worth it. Now I should clarify on what I mean by worth it. Basically, I don't mean in terms of watching it. Obviously, it's a great thing to watch. Very entertaining. It's something I've been looking forward to for a long while. Ever since it started, I've been looking forward to it. Every year. So it's not anything in terms of the actual quality of games and that sort of stuff. What I'm talking about is it worth sending your best team over? Is it worth going for it fully? Now, as you've seen, some teams more than others are really competing for it. I remember back when the Sharks were really experiencing a lot of financial troubles, lots of reports of them going all out for it. Obviously, they didn't win, but they have fielded some strong teams. In terms of this year, you can see teams like the Cowboys have put out a really strong side, mainly all first graders, except for basically Thurston, and then they've got their first grade sort of squad, and you get the opposite end of it. You get teams like the Bulldogs, my team, who since it started have been playing a bunch of youngsters, a bunch of reserve graders with a handful of players. Now, previous years it's been Josh Morris, it's been Brett Morris has played, Sam Parrott seems to play every year. But yeah, this year we've got people like Sam Casiano, Greg Eastwood, some of the big lads playing. So interesting to see how they go. But yeah, I'm just sort of going to talk about. Is Des Hasler. Des Hasler is a perfect example of it. There's a few others. I think Ivan Cleary was sort of similar. Craig Bellamy doesn't seem to send like a really strong squad over there. When you look at the pros and cons of the Lions, obviously the pros are you win a hell of a lot of money. You give some of the youngsters maybe a little bit of experience, but in terms of the actual gameplay, it's quite different to proper 13 aside, way more space. Obviously at the time, you got 4 tackles. It's kind of a whole different game. It's very similar to the 13 aside. It's not really, it is the same, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it properly, but yeah, is it worth sending players over? We saw Lachlan Coote a few years ago, send him over for the Cowboys. First year, does his knee, out for the whole season. And thankfully for the Cowboys, Michael Morgan was unearthed, and in really long term, it's worked out perfectly for them with Morgan moving into the 5 position and Coote moving back to fullback. But yeah, like that really harmed him that year in terms of Coote was going to be the fullback for that year. Morgan might have been the 5'8". Who knows? Maybe we would have seen the Cowboys in a premiership the year previously, but obviously a lot of plans went out the window there when you get big name players getting injured. That's a big thing. And how serious can teams take it when they're sending over old players? Like we saw Brad Fittler play. Like obviously, like I said, this isn't anything to do with entertainment value for us watching. Obviously, it's really entertaining to see people like Brad Fittler and that play. You want to see them if they're playing really good. Are they really shit? They're going to get smashed. Who knows? That's what you want to see. You want to see how they're going to go. But in terms of they've got big prize money. Like some teams taking it seriously. If they're going to be taking it super serious, I don't see them playing lots of legends. Now, I think Matt King actually played with the Rabbitohs when they won, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't that far off retirement anyway, so it wasn't a huge big deal. Yeah, it's just something I thought about. It wasn't something I thought about previously, the whole Legends thing. I just sort of came up with it just then. Maybe it's worth saying, I don't really know. But yeah, Des Hasler, he hasn't sent over a good team, and as a Bulldog supporter, it is a little bit frustrating. Never pretty much going into the Nines, knowing that your side's not really going to do anything, and getting out of the group stage is a huge achievement for our side, which is kind of weird considering the Bulldogs in the normal season are really good. Now I'll get to the normal season now. Does the Auckland Lions play any sort of factor on the regular season? And I'm talking about not in terms of if the Rabbitohs win, they're going to win the comp at the end of the season in the 13 side. I'm not talking about that sort of stuff, although they kind of do work out a little bit. I don't know. Rabbitohs won the 2014 NRL Premiership, win the 2015 Auckland Lions. Maybe the Cowboys are going to win this as well. Maybe that's going to be a little bit of a tradition. Whoever wins the NRL Premiership will go on to win the Auckland Lions the next year. Who knows? But yeah, like the Bulldogs have come out slow, very slow in the actual NRL season since the Nines have started as well. So it's not as if we're saving them, getting ready for the main season, because it doesn't really make a difference in terms of fatigue. It's just pretty much injuries as far as I can tell as to why they wouldn't send over their best players. And I suppose teams like the Bulldogs can afford to not send over players there because financially very stable compared to some sides. Obviously we've seen lots of sides recently been getting taken over by the NRL and stuff, like the Knights and Titans, I think it was as well. So I'd say those sort of sides want to have a good showing in the Nines, try and win it, try and get as much money as possible. But I mean, yeah, in the whole grand scheme of things, the Nines, it's great to watch, and I suppose it's great for you to win. It gives you a good look at some of these youngsters, see if they've got anything, especially backs, I think, because you get to see how mobile they are they good stepping, like that sort of stuff. And I suppose it gives you a little bit of excitement in terms of, I mean, look at the Warriors. We're going to be able to see two of us, Shaq and Sean Johnson, for the first time, in the Warriors jersey together. So that stuff, it's really, really good. But in terms of the actual teams, and does it develop players, and does it really help out a side, I don't think it really plays any part in anything to do with the rest of the season. However, I don't think it's such a bad thing. I don't really think it really matters whether teams send over the strongest side or they send over a really weak side, because it doesn't really play too much of a difference in the regular season. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully I sort of got my point across. I kind of rambled on a little bit. I don't know if I got my point across exactly, but I'm just hoping that I did. And leave in the comment section below, do you think the Auckland Lions is worth it? Now, leave your side that you support, and talk about your side in terms of the squad that they're going to be sending over to the Nines comp, and say whether you like it, whether you don't like it, and if you don't like it, are you annoyed? And if you do like their side, are you sort of worried about any sort of injuries? Because I think they're the big factors, long-term injuries coming out of the Nines, and I think that's basically it, really. Anyways, that's where the video is going to end. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at MrLuke, Facebook page in the description below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.